Let it begin! All right, first off, those broads on The View, always getting under my skin. Yesterday I caught them, and they were talking about, they were lamenting, in fact, that they have to go to these award shows, I guess, periodically. Poor them that they have to potentially receive awards. Anyway, I guess when they go up, their competition are all these soap operas that are on, and they were lamenting that how good-looking all the foxes that run free on these soap operas are, and take a listen.
How do these people stay that thin? I would like to know the secret.
But they look so unhappy because they're hungry.
They are.
Woo! That's fantastic, right? Yeah, because all them good-looking girls, they're unhappy deep down. All the ones that are nice and thin, we're the happy ones, the fat pigs stuffing our face with the donuts and ice cream. I hate this rationale, this rationalization, this skewed logic that they use to make themselves feel better. And by the way, this is what's catching on. Like, you know, all these ads with the soap ad, whichever one that is, with the fat broads in it, in their, oh no, I guess that's an underpants ad. Whatever it is. The fat ones, you know, and they always say, see, now it doesn't have to just be models on TV. Yeah, it should be models, because it makes me sick looking at this. It's the same thing with those Cialis ads. It's not just the women. The Cialis ads are sickening as well. Why? Because people always say, why does everybody have to be good looking on TV, in TV in the movies? Why is that so important? Because when you see those Cialis commercials, and it's these geriatric people in their late 50s and their 60s, and they're doughy and they're unattractive, and they're starting, and their music starts playing. The white man's soul music is playing when the time is right. Do-do-do. That music's playing, and they start to lay down on each other. It's nauseating. Same thing with this. And all these women, they make each other feel better. See, the skinny girls, they're unhappy. They don't like being the way they are. They have to starve themselves. They're so miserable. Guess what? Stop lying to yourselves, because that's the only people you're lying to. In the meantime, on behalf of all the fellas, except for the few who like the big girls, do like the girls on the soap operas and take off a little weight. Until you do that, this is the only thing I have for you. You're a jerk! All right. Now, this is something I wanted to bring up the last couple of days and haven't gotten around to it. You know, this lawsuit against, we've been talking a lot about sexual harassment lawsuits and conduct in the workplace, so on and so forth. You know that Isaiah Thomas, a little while back, got sued by one of the Knicks executive ladies, so she works somehow in their corporate offices there. Anucha Browne Sanders. Anucha. Anyway, she was suing Isaiah Thomas. They're trying to get the thing kicked out of court, whatever. Now the papers are out, what the specifics are of her lawsuit. She alleges that a cheerleader from the Knicks told her that Isaiah told the cheerleader to go into the locker room of the referees before a game in a few years ago against the Nets. And apparently the quote is, She told me that Isaiah asked her to go into the ref's locker room and make them happy. What's wrong with that? I think that's perfectly nice. I think your lurid mind, your dirty mind, Anucha, is the only thing wrong with this picture. She said to go in there and maybe do a little dance for him and celebrate, so on and so forth. I don't know where your filthy mind's going. Make them happy. That's all she said. What does that mean? You creep, Anucha. I got a new name for you. Anucha's compelling, there's no doubt, but here's another name for you. Jerk! All right, as always, I like to mix a little sugar with the sour proceedings here and give out the Get Out of Jerk Free card. Of course, the Get Out of Jerk Free card is very valuable because we're all human, and if you fall into some jerky behavior, you're going to want to be able to buy yourself out of it. That's what the Get Out of Jerk Free card allows. If you get this, you can play it down the road, and you'll be square in my book, and then you won't have to feel the sting of the Han Solo Edition blaster. Anyway, this week, the Get Out of Jerk Free card goes, oh, wow, how about this? This is nice. Me and my bride, Miss Cindi. This is fantastic. We went to the doctor the other day, the little Baby Lemieux Crosby's pediatrician, for her to get her shots. She had to get the, whatever, the vaccinations and everything. By the way, get the little stinger ready here. Get the Solo Edition blaster ready for us here, Popeye. The woman who gave the shots wasn't the doctor, but she was like a cobra. She struck fast. She said, oh, it won't hurt that badly. It'll be all right. And, I mean, it took her about 1.2 seconds to stick little Baby Lemieux Crosby with 3 separate shots. I don't know how she got so quick at it, but it was bam, 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 and before the first one was through, Baby Lemieux was wailing. So let me, I know it's your job, but guess what? Like that. That's exactly right. Guess what? I have to hear that. I know it's your job to initiate those. Well, this is my job. You're a jerk! All right, sorry about that. Now back to my glory. The doctor, the pediatrician, she's this old Israeli woman, and she said, she congratulated, as a matter of fact, my bride Cindi and I. She said that, she said, look at this, and she had my daughter nude. We were standing there, the three of us standing around the nude body of little Baby Lemieux Crosby. And she said, look at this. And she gestured towards my daughter's schniz, and she said, you two are taking wonderful care of your baby's vagina. And we beamed with pride. Apparently, some babies get rash of some sort. Not us. We're taking great care of Baby Lemieux's vagina. Congratulations to my lovely bride, Miss Cindi, and congratulations to me. We know how to treat a vagina right. And that's why we get the Get Out of Jerk Free card. All right, back to the jerk list. I hate to do this right on the heels of our great news with our little baby. But I went to a party this weekend, and the jerk is ugly babies. And their parents, I guess, too. Ugly babies and their parents. Here's the thing. I went to this party, and there was a decidedly physically unattractive little kid. And on top of it, they had pierced her ears, and she just... is all I could say to it. But here's the thing. When you bring that baby out to parties, it puts me in an awkward situation. I have to say the kid's cute when we all know she ain't. Do me a favor next time. Just leave the kid at home, at least until she can have some work done. Take her in, get her puss worked over. No, I'm not talking, of course, we're taking good care of the vagina. When I say the puss, I mean the face. Just leave the kid at home. She'll get some work done. Everything will be square. Until then, leave her at home. Otherwise, I have no choice but to give you this. Jerk! All right, as always, I say I am a more righteous version of Sauron, sitting atop my tower. The eye sees all, so no jerky behavior goes unchecked. Just the same, I do like to get a little help from you, the listener, a.k.a. my Uruk-hai. You know, Lord of the Rings. All right, maybe too nerdy for some of you. But anyway, you understand the point. Got a good call on the Jerk Hotline, as always. And by the way, if you have any nominees for the Jerk list, give a call, 412-921-9379. Anyway, this week, this is the one I selected. Take a listen.
Hi, Dave. This is Jessie. And I have a plethora of people who should be, at the very least, your jerks of the week, not just only on your jerk list. I think that all of those piss-poor, pathetic, unintelligent, lackadaisical Pittsburgh Pirate fans who refuse to participate in the fan walkout should be ashamed of themselves. Not only for supporting the Nuttings and McClatchy by lining their pockets, who, by the way, are laughing all the way to the bank, but who also had the gall to boo those fans who cared enough to finally make a stand after 14 years of sheer embarrassment and broken promises that were made by the suits. It is a disappointment and letdown to the better part of the tri-state area whose fans have lived and breathed black and gold, who have the Pittsburgh pride and that they themselves should have shown. And to those fans who are willing to accept watching the bad news buccos year after painful year, I want to scream, you're all jerks. But at least we have our Steelers, Pens, and now our undefeated Pittsburgh Passion. Thanks. Bye.
Popeye, you dropped the ball on the solo blaster. Let's do it one more time. You're a jerk. There we go. And I hate to do it, but Jesse, don't bring up the passion. That was so nicely done. I couldn't do any better than that. I just would have cut it off after Steelers and Penguins. I'm going to let you go because I really like that. It was really like a formal statement, as though my attorney was making a statement. I couldn't do any better than that. So nice job there, Jesse. And take a lead from her. Call into the Jerk Hotline when you find a chance. All right, I think that just about wraps it up. I think it leads us to one last thing. That's the Creep of the Week. Wait, stop the music, Popeye. Stop the music. Again, I have to issue this apology because I can't sync it up exactly right. The music, there's a delay when I sing and I hear the music, so it sounds like I can't keep the rhythm. So with that said, I'm going to be a little out of tune. Please, I hope you'll forgive me in advance. All right, do it again, Popeye. Creep, creep, creep of the week, of the week. He or she is the creep of the week. How was that, Popeye?
Oh, bravo. That was practically flawless, Dave.
Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Aaron
You're just
agrees.
playing games with me.
No, that was no. I'm dead serious when I'm saying that was a good job.
Correct answer. And even if it wasn't perfect, that's still the correct answer. You understand what I'm saying, dear? All right, here we go. The creep of the week. Last week, Pirates GM Dave Littleshill went into the Jerk Hall of Shame on the heels of obviously not drafting Matt Wieters, the catcher, and excuses about that. He got 2 strikes against him. His 3rd strike came last week, as I say, for his remarks about his 12 under 500 ball club on the cusp of a 15th straight losing season. Asked what does he like about the team, he said, without a hint of joking in his voice, they're bunting better than they were last year. Well, that was it. That was strike 3, and as anybody knows who knows the Jerk list, you get 3 strikes, you go into the Jerk Hall of Shame, and once you go in, you don't come out. You're in all day. So anyway, he went in, and while Pittsburgh continues to have its Major League Baseball team held hostage by the Nuttings, America's TVs are being held hostage by this Paris Hilton business. I've had it. You may have heard she went into jail, and then she got out of jail, and then she went back into jail, and now the little angel's out, and I'm just tickled about it. It's just fantastic. And she was talking all about her trying times, her life in jail, as they called it, on all these entertainment shows, her life in jail. She was in there for a fortnight. Doesn't count as a life in jail. Counts as a couple of weeks. Anyway, people go on vacation that long. Anyway, in she went to the jail, out she came, and into the studio with Larry King to describe the shame that she suffered. Take a listen.
We were strip searched? Do they do that in jail? I know they do it in prison.
They do. They do it in any jail.
How was that like?
The most humiliating experience of my life.
Being strip searched in jail was the most humiliating experience of your life, Paris. You sure you want to tap into your memory banks there? Because I think there are about 200 or 300 million Americans, probably a lot more millions around the globe who remember something else humiliating. Let me give you a little refresher on that. It was a time when you were taking it Kobe style, backdoor, in the pail, you know what I'm talking about? From a bald guy, and was shot with one of those night vision things. You remember that? Yeah, you were all nude there, too. I think that probably should trump you being seen by a couple of security guards in the nude. You know what I'm saying there, Paris? But the whole thing, that she's being treated as though she's been through a tragedy, that she was brave enough to survive her fortnight in the clink, is ridiculous, since she put herself there. And then as she comes out, this is how the Entertainment Tonight people describe her old man who goes to the jail to pick her up, how he describes when he first sees her. Take a listen.
Paris's father, Rick, seemed like a true proud papa when asked about his daughter's jailhouse look.
Everybody thinks that your daughter looks a lot better without makeup. What do you think about that? I think she looks as good as she ever has. Great.
Yay! Paris is out of jail. She deserves it. And by the way, they mentioned that she then got to go off to Hawaii, where she is right now. And then she's got a beach house in Malibu that's worth several $1 million. Good. She deserves it. She's had a tough time. She was in the clink for 2 weeks. What a courageous soul she is. You see, I talk about low expectations for your Pirates and how it affects the ball club. And I talk about low expectations from a parent. That's what Paris Hilton's old man has. Hey, she looks terrific. She looks better than ever. She came through jail and didn't die. And guess what? When you go to jail, you're supposed to be depressed. You're supposed to cry. And it's these low expectations that create someone who's worth $500 million like your daughter is, and she still winds up in the clink. That's why you, old man, your old lady, and your spawn named Paris are all collectively the creep of the week.
The Jerk List with Dave Dameshek. Until next time, don't be a jerk.